playoffs, and today's match, I believe, is pivotal in determining who's going to get that fourth playoff position. For a while there, CJ had actually dropped out of a playoff position into 5th place, and Stars had actually replaced them in 4th place. But I think with the recent results from the weekend, Stars, or rather CJ, has actually regained their spot as number 4, but it's very, very close. So yeah, the results of today's match could really determine who makes it through and who goes home.
Yes, indeed, and some spoiler alerts regarding the last games, but I mean, Stars lost their game against KT, and CJ won against Teammates, so yeah, it's a really important game for both of these teams.
And the first match is going to be Shy versus Effort, a PvZ on Neo Chain Reaction. Oh my god, it's spelled correctly in the VOD title. Can you believe it, Ominous?
Is it really?
it no longer says Neo Chain Reaction. I'm actually a little bit sad about this, but I guess all good things come to an end, as they say. But we shall forever remember the days of the chain reactions. Anyway.
Those are the days.
Oh, but looks like Onester is here to comfort us. That's good. Excellent.
That's horrifying.
Alright, here we go. Set number 1, and it looks like Shy, aka Sauce Cal, is going to be the Red Protoss on the right side. That would make his opponent Effort, aka Alien Zerg, the purple Zerg, on the left side. So, what do you think about PvZ on this map? It's pretty cheesy.
Yeah, I'm yet to see a really long game on this map, so I would like to see some epic, like 40-minute series or something like that, where every base is taken in the end.
That is always the goal. Of course, over the weekend we did see several amazing games, although those were all TVZs. No Protosses there. QQ. But anyway, looks like we have a probe going out. Gonna make a Forge Fast Expand. That girl looks really bored for a second there. Oh man. That guy probably just like dragged her along or something. She doesn't actually care about Pro League. But anyway, it's because she's unenlightened. Only the unenlightened don't care about Pro League.
So I guess we are the Illuminati?
Sorry, what? Oh, yeah. Oh man. I don't know about that, man. I don't want like Tom Hanks come down, beat me up or anything like that.
Are you scared of Tom Hanks?
Are you kidding me? Of course I'm scared of Tom Hanks. That guy. Dude, he killed a tank with a pistol, alright, in Saving Private Ryan. That dude is badass.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. Okay.
What? How could you forget Saving Private Ryan, man? Dude.
Because it was like 10 years I
You're supposed to be Illuminati. You're supposed to remember this stuff. You're supposed to remember the great movies.
What?
Whoa! Hello.
He started to attacking one over the mineral field. Have you had a chance to try that yet? With the probe arrive?
I have not yet. I haven't been playing that many games. But, still thinking about it. But that... Wait, how did that... I didn't even see a drone die. When did that even happen? I don't even...
It was like in the bottom of the screen. He was standing on the bottom side of the patch and the drone just died. It was...
Oh man, that is... This is very unfortunate for Effort. Anyway, we do have the Forge and Nexus, and then Cannon, of course, because he did scout an overpool. And the rush distance is fairly long. Sometimes if you see an overpool, you choose to go for the Cannon first, if you don't feel safe. But Effort, interestingly, building his first expansion at the 1130-ish position, a bit of a hidden expansion there, makes me think he's going to do something cheesy. But we shall see.
That's a silly spot to put it. Yeah, maybe some cheese, but at the same time, his opponent knows that something is up. We're not finding the hatchery, so I don't think he will be surprised about it.
Yeah, the probe just now gets down to that third base where normally the Zergs are taking their first expansion, but as you said, the probe sees nothing there, so it's going to be quite suspicious. And looks like Effort now taking his regular natural. So I feel like this is going to be a 3-hatch Hydra bust. I hesitate to call it a bust nowadays because so often we see it just like to put on early pressure and then have the Zerg transition into something else. But that is a fairly popular build lately, and especially on this map. Like, even if you can't break the front, you can just mine out the back, as we saw Calm do against Brave last week or the week before. Anyway, two Lings are actually hiding here at the top right of the main base here. I'm not 100% sure what that's about. I mean, two Lings isn't gonna make a real difference one way or another if it was actually a bust, but it looks like it's actually gonna be 3-hatch Ling, Speedling all in. I'm pretty, well, no, maybe it's too early to say. Maybe he just made a few extra Lings there. But I'm suspecting it's a Ling all in, a la Solkey versus Bisu.
Yeah, maybe. Effort likes, I mean, he can make like 10 or 12 links and just try to do a run by and do some damage and then switch back to economy. It depends what is decided for going. But Probe scouts some links, so, and that came from that 11 o'clock phase, so the product player knows at least where the hatchery is.
I can't believe he's not building another cannon here. He's going to build a pylon to wall that off. I hope that is tight on the top side. If that's not tight on the top, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. But here come the Lings. They're not quite going to go in. That is actually a very nice wall. He's using the probe to actually block the top side. I guess it's actually not tight in order to get the second Zealot there. So now that is a very nice and tight wall. By the way, that Forge is already spinning. That feels like quite a fast +1 as well. If that finishes, that would be super handy against these Speedlings. Of course, that will allow his Zealots to 2-shot the Lings rather than 3-shot them. It looks like he's just now getting a second cannon. But yeah, I mean, Effort was definitely going for something like a Ling all-in there, but upon seeing that really nice wall, decided to actually change it into a Hydra Bust. Alright, sick. All-in into all-in.
Yeah, I don't know about this, though. He has to do something with it, or else he would be so far behind on economy, so the game would basically be over from there.
And actually,
I guess that's the definition of an all-in. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit confused though because his Lings actually don't have speed, so I don't know if he cancelled it or he actually never got it in the first place. Like, did he fake a Ling all in and then actually plan to go for Hydras all along? I'm slightly confused by the fact that his Lings don't have speed here. But either way, I think you know, going for this Hydra is a pretty good idea. I mean, you know, those Lings would be able to deny any probe scouts for a while there, so the Corsair just now going out. I don't know if it's actually even seen a Hydralisk yet, but as soon as it gets to the main base, it will know. Where is that Corsair going? It's actually not going to the main. It's like heading randomly to the top left. I don't understand. But anyway, now he sees the Hydra attacking his forge. Now he knows what's up.
Going back to that thing you said about the Link speed, if it did cancel it, it would be kind of silly because it pulled drones from gas. So I think he just gathered about 100 and then pulled drones. So I think he canceled it. And his strength mine at the back. Is that a... Oh, he's doing the gas break to cancel the minerals. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't understand what's going on, basically he mines the minerals with the probe, or the drone. The drone gets its 8 minerals, and then he turns it into an extractor, and that actually just like gets rid of the minerals. So he can just keep mining it out with a single drone. Of course, he is losing a little bit of money every time he makes the extractor and cancels it, but interestingly, Shy actually, he tricks a probe out the other side and then builds a pylon on the outside of the minerals. I don't actually know if that stops the drone from mining it. That would be a very interesting trick. But either way, it looks like Effort is going to pull that drone back, realizing that since it's scouted, it's likely not going to work. Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah, it's a cute trick from both players there, actually. I have to ask a question that I've been thinking a lot about. The gateway placement above the forge, putting it 1 hex to the left makes the cannons fit behind it, but it also makes it more vulnerable. What is the best option there, you think?
I generally like to have my cannons prettier than the actual wall. I mean, if you're getting Hydra busted, your wall's going to get picked off eventually anyway, so... I mean, basically, like... when I see a Hydra bust, the gateway I just assume is dead anyway. Like, I don't even think about it anymore. I'm just like, okay, how can I get my cannons in good positions? So I think that's okay. It's just a bit of a trade-off. It's kind of similar to like deciding whether or not you want to put your cybernetics core on the wall. Like, yes, you can make a better wall, but then you will lose it if you get lurker contained or lurker busted or Hydra busted. Anyway, looks like a couple of units sent back here to take out this spotting pylon. I don't know if Effort's going to continue to try to mine this out. That is many cannon. What is it, like 9 cannons at the front?
Yeah, 8 I think. Quite a few.
Either way, though, Shy's, you know, he's held us off pretty well. I mean, Effort never really committed to the attack, just poked in here and there, and has otherwise, you know, tried to transition out. Meanwhile, these Corsairs looks like they're doing a decent amount of damage. You're going to pick off all three of these Overlords at the front while some Speedlots run into the main. Is Effort going to be able to hold this off? +1 has finished for the Speedlots. That's going to make them extremely effective against these Zerglings as well as against the Hydras. The SimCity is just now going up. There's no Sunkens yet, but it looks like Shy is going to back up here. Doesn't want to just risk suiciding his whole army for no good reason. And looks like
yeah, that's a good decision as well. I think we should try to go at 11 o'clock, but I don't think there are any Sunkens there, are they?
I'm not sure. I mean, that's a very good point. Shy looks like he wants to push the issue here at the natural. Maybe he assumes that Effort threw down a bunch of Sunkens there, like, because that would be the most obvious target. So he's like trying to mind game a little bit and head for the natural instead, since it's further away. But looks like he's gonna get pushed back. The Corsairs, though, still doing damage. He's only had like 2 or 3 Corsairs this whole time. And they are just killing so many Overlords. He's going to lose every Overlord here at the 12. And actually, the 2 DTs that are coming in could do a lot of damage now because there's going to be no detection. Oh man, Effort could lose his base to just a single DT. Is that a Spore Colony? I hope that's a Spore Colony. The Observer's not clicking it. Oh man, what a tease. Click the creep. Click it.
Oh no, it's not a Spore Colony. That's like an Eva chamber or something.
Yeah. Oh man, this is going to do so much damage. And by the way, the reason he is targeting those eggs is to make sure an Overlord cannot spawn there. Look at that. Because the DTs have so much damage, it doesn't even matter that eggs have high armor. The DTs just plow through it anyway, so I'm almost positive he's going to get that hatchery, yeah. No way Effort's going to save that. So Shy looking to be in a good position. Effort even just cancels whatever the building that was.
Yeah, everything is going wrong this game for Effort. His Sling aggression got scouted, the Hydras did do essentially nothing, and he was so far behind from that point on. Then he lost like 5, 6, 7 Overlords to Corsairs, and now losing a base to DTs.
and that Spore is going to morph, but there's like nothing left at the base. It's going to be able to see the DTs that will proceed to kill it. No, it doesn't even finish. Oh man, and interestingly, look at this, 3 cannons being made in the main base. Shy actually slightly concerned about these mutas, and a very good call by him. It is in fact mutas from Effort, so Shy's going to be perfectly defended against these. He's got his Corsairs, he's got his cannons, he's adding on his gateways, just making sure to you know, defend against any possibility of Effort coming back in this game, because he knows he's hugely ahead. So just, I mean, really the only chance for Effort would be like some kind of crazy muta attack taking out the main, or possibly some kind of drop, although that's quite unlikely. So yeah, doing this anti-muta defense I think is brilliant.
That's an excellent point. He, as you said, he knows he's so far behind, so he thinks of every single way that Effort could try to win and just hit his 3 cannons in his main. And the mutas have to retreat. It's really good play from him.
Yeah, you can see Effort was actually just trying to kind of, you know, either just win the game or make a huge comeback with that attack. That's why he made so many Scourge, because he knew Shy had a decent number of Corsairs, so he just wanted to Scourge down everything. He was perhaps hoping, I have seen this, you know, for occasionally from Protoss, even like high-level, you know, pro-level Protosses, is they get a little bit overconfident in their Corsairs to defend the mutas, and then the Zerg just goes in with like a huge flock of Scourge, takes down all the Corsairs, and suddenly you have no anti-air and you're just completely screwed. So very good job to make those cannons, those safety cannons. Looks like, oh no, that's a pylon. Okay, I was gonna say if he made a 4th one, it might be a bit overkill, but that's pretty good. Looks like he didn't even wall himself in with those cannons. I can't believe Dragoons can get out there. That's very interesting.
I think he killed cannon, or maybe he lost it to Hydras. Either way, I missed the point where that cannon died, but I'm not sure. And 3 DTs out on the map, just having so much map presence and map control. And taking a 3rd. He's playing so smart right now, there's no way he's gonna drop this game unless he makes a big mistakes, and it's not likely.
Well, this is very interesting. So instead of choosing to like press his advantage and kind of, you know, put on pressure and stay 2 base against 2 base, he's actually just going to let Effort take his 3rd, and he's going to take a 3rd of his own. Now, obviously, you know, with both their 3rds going up at similar times, obviously Effort's is a little bit earlier. But I mean, Shy, you know, he's ahead on the. Actually the army counts are pretty close, but you know, he's getting his 3rd up pretty quickly here. So he will take his advantage into the mid game, but I'm not sure, because you know, Shy's definitely doing a good job here. He's definitely a decent player, but I would feel a little bit nervous going into the late game with Effort, because you're just giving him more opportunities to come back. Although it looks like we're going to have a DT drop here into the main, but the mutas are going to go in and snipe the Templar while the Corsairs are dealing with a Scourge. I think he got all but one Templar, but these DTs in the main could do so much damage. The Corsairs are there. Oh man, he might actually just lose his lair. The lair is under attack right now, and the Corsairs are still overhead. I don't see how Effort can actually save this base, even if he brings his Hydras back. He doesn't even have Overlord speed. Oh my god, he's just going to lose his entire main base here. Effort is in so much trouble. And
does he have
wait, no, there's another Overlord.
Overlord at the north. Oh, winter is coming.
Oh my god, I think that was a big blunder by Shy. He could have killed the entire main base there, but now the DTs actually didn't do that much damage, and he lost a decent number of High Templar to these mutas. Looks like he is trying to chase them down. But I mean, it's those kinds of moves. They're kind of risky, and you know, when they don't pay off, they're actually quite costly. I mean, 3 DTs is no joke. That's very expensive.
Not at all, and your point is starting to make much sense when it doesn't look as bad for Effort like it did 2 minutes ago. Does he have an observer even? I don't think so.
Oh my god, I think he does not. However, he still does have a very huge supply lead. 134 supply against 81, so Effort definitely still has a long way to go. But, you know, if Shy makes a couple more blunders like that one, it is definitely a possibility. I mean, we have seen some pretty epic comebacks in ZVP with good muta control recently, and I'm sure Effort's muta control is up to the task. Looks like this shuttle just was sitting there the whole time.
Yeah, trying to set up for a solid draft, but those areas are in a good position, so... And yeah, more and more purple all over the map, and even though the supply is speaking one language...
Good.
That was brutal.
Yeah, I think it only had Zealots in it though, so it's not too bad. But Shy's gotta not do that. You do not lead with Zealots into a Lurker field. Oh man, you gotta be leading with Dragoons there. Clear out the Lurkers, have your Zealots and Templars behind to support. Looks like adding on some more cannons at his own third, wary of a counterattack, which is in fact coming. The Zealots going to give him early warning here. Does he have a High Templar there? There's no High Templar there. So the Hydras, they're attacking uphill, which is not ideal, but it looks like they will be able to break it. One random Lurker Egg, going to try and slow down the reinforcements here. I think he will at least be able to save the Nexus. Going to lose all his cannons, though. But I'm a little bit surprised he didn't leave a single High Templar there. That's a very good defensive measure for Protoss. Looks like Effort being cute, building a little Lurker Egg wall there, but a few Zealots already made it through, so he's just going to lose all his Hydras there. And he is now down to like half of Shy's supply. Almost called him Snow. Whoops. But yeah.
Yeah, and I like that move with putting down like 8 cannons at expansion. Even though he made a couple of mistakes and Effort is so much back in the game, he's not taking any risks as losing to counterattacks and such. So, as we said before, the supply is still hugely in the favors for Shy.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't really see what Effort can do. Obviously, he's not dead yet, but it's just such an insane advantage for Shy right now. He would have to fail epically. Like, suicide his whole army into a Lurker field with no obs or something. Like, I don't even know how he could lose this game. Looks like Effort's trying to take a fourth, but there's no way that's going to go up. And CJ losing the first set against Stars. I mean, I don't like calling games too early, but I don't think anyone would argue that this game is not basically over.
No, I don't think so either. And don't you have a feeling that we will see a third player in every game tonight? Between Hydra and Effort and Sulky and Zero?
That is quite possible. I mean, we could just get a couple of ZVZs and then other matchups.
Yeah, okay, that's true. I didn't think of that, sorry.
That'd be unfortunate though, but because I mean Hydra ZVZ is pretty good, but like Sulky and Zero, I wouldn't want to see them wasted on ZVZ. I want to see like their, you know, ZVP, ZVT, much more exciting. But anyway, we have another DT drop here into the main. Ooh, very clever. Dropping one actually at the back there. Probably going to run that down to the natural. Do a bit of multitasking here. And as well going into the third base with his main army. A 3-pronged attack here. Main army into the third. DT's in the main and DT in the natural. And there's no Overlord here even though there's a Sunken to help defend. Looks like some Lurkers in position. There is a Sunken and Spore in the main base. So that'll help out. Looks like Effort only losing a few drones and then pulling the rest of the drones from his natural. Decent reaction time. But oh man, he is in so much trouble. Looks like the Sunken just went down anyway. DTs are pretty good, even when you can see them.
Yeah, and with that +3 attack as well, feels like he kills everything in one swipe.
Looks like Effort actually sniped the obs that was with the army though, so that's not ideal. And I think that drone actually just spat on that DT and it died. Which must be like such an embarrassing way for a DT to die. I mean, you're like a badass ninja, invisible ninja guy, with like one of the highest damage regular attacks in the game, and then you just get killed by drone spit. Ah, it's terrible.
Yeah, that's not the life of the color.
So, looks like, oh, Shy gonna storm his own observer there. He still has one more, and Effort just trying to be cute with these Lings, but yeah, Lings alone aren't really gonna do it. I mean, interestingly enough, Shy actually lost a lot more supply there than Effort did, but doesn't matter. GG! And Shy taking out Effort in set number 1 here, putting Stars up 1-0 over CJ. Oh man, this is not the time for CJ to be messing around.
No, not at all. I mean, Shy did play well, but it felt more like Effort killing himself with that opening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, like, is it because in a long game on that map, Protoss is stronger than Zerg? Because we see a lot of, you know, cheesy plays in ZVP on this map, and also when it has gotten to late game, I feel like Protoss has won more. I don't have any actual stats to back this up, but perhaps it's just related to the map in some way. I'm not really sure. I'm just making things up at this point. But anyway.
It's kind of funny because before the Pro League started, many Protoss players were pretty vocal about them being not Protoss favored, but I think the Protoss is doing quite well this season.
Well, that's just because Protoss players are geniuses, man. I mean, all the maps are clearly horrible for Protosses. We're just too good.
That might be
way
true.
too Gosu.
I don't know.
You ready
I am
with,
a Protoss player, but I'm a noob these days, so I can't really take credit for that one.
No, dude, just go with it. Just take credit.
Okay.
As a fellow Protoss, you deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean, see, you just showed like you're more intelligent for picking Protoss. So you're already more intelligent than like 2/3 of players, because you picked the good race. Anyway, before we enrage all of the viewers, let us go on to game number 2. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, and it looks like we will have a ZVT here in set number 2, Soulkey versus Lita. And the stats apparently in favor of Lita quite heavily here. Well, in their lifetime head-to-head stats. But